Starting for the Angels tonight. First pitch of the game. In there for a called strike. You know, surprisingly, that category right there, throwing a first pitch strike, the Angels are last in baseball in that category, which surprised me to see that stat, because in the years past they've done very well with that. In fact, last year they were second among the 30 teams.
And Mike Butcher's talked to those guys. I saw him emphatically talking to a number of them, saying the importance of throwing that first pitch for a strike, and then using your secondary pitch. So a lot of the pitchers, especially guys that haven't pitched a whole lot up the major league level, throw a lot of fastballs, which is good at times, but when you get ahead or you get a chance to mix in a curveball or slider, you'll be a lot more effective.
1-2 to Marco Scutaro, Venezuelan native who played soccer and baseball as a youngster. Scutaro's a veteran now, 33 years old. After several years with Oakland, he came over to the Blue Jays last season. Full count, 3-2.
That was a pretty good pitch. Right on the outside corner. Ortega wanted that pitch.
Not good enough, I guess, according to Bill Hahn behind the plate. Hard hit by Scutaro, but foul. He's checking his bat to make sure it is still intact. Maybe not. That's an instant souvenir. That's a nice way to start the game for that guy, isn't it?
You're checking the pine tar on the bat. Trying to find where the crack is.
Oh, a major leaguer just handed him a bat. That is very cool. Another foul ball by Scutaro.
I'm loving that bat.
No, the fascination with that's not going to wear off for a long time.
It's cool because you can see where the baseball has hit the good part of the bat, the marks it makes. That's unbelievable.
Ball forward to Marco Scutaro. And tomorrow at school, if somebody says, who's your favorite player? It's going to be Marco Scutaro.
They're trying to find the crack in the bat.
Well, Scutaro ends up with a leadoff walk. And Aaron Hill at the plate for the Blue Jays. Strike one to Hill, hitting .257. 357, I should say. 6 home runs, 24 runs batted in. One and one.
Toronto doesn't do a lot of stealing. They only got 13 stolen bases on the year, but they've been pretty successful. They've only thrown out twice.
In the air to center field and well hit. Torrey Hunter goes way back, but that ball is gone. And Aaron Hill hits his 7th home run of the year. The Blue Jays jump out in front 2-0 in the first inning.
Talking about a guy that's been red hot. This whole team has been swinging it bad, but Aaron Hill, 7 home runs, now 26 RBI on the season. And a pitch out where you get his arms extended. When you have that chance to do that, trying to go in the outside corner with the fastball, got a little bit too much at the plate. Gets it out to center field for a 2-run shot.
Now Alex Rios coming up for the Blue Jays. And if you're Roy Halliday over there, Gooby, are you thinking, I got a couple early?
It's always good to get those runs first inning or so. Allows you to go out and be more aggressive. And he's already aggressive as it is.
And Rios with a shot up the middle. So this Blue Jay team, they came in here hot, 19-10. And they're off to a good start in the first inning. Rios now with a 9-game hitting streak. And the batter, Vernon Wells, leading the American League this year in team batting average and runs per game. So that's the flip side of the coin we saw the last couple of nights in Oakland, where they were last in so many categories. But this team is hitting.
Cito Gaston brought back his old hitting coach, Gene Tennis, who was the hitting coach back in the day in the 90s when they won those World Series. And their approach has been different. Early in the season last year, they were taking a lot of pitches, working the count. Cito has them being more aggressive. You get that fastball, they're out there hacking. Gene Tennis, he was a heck of a player. His approach is a little bit different than in the past with Toronto.
Vernon Wells, a very dangerous hitter. Hit 20 home runs last year, drove in 78 runs. 38 years old, makes his home in Southlake, Texas. He was born in Shreveport, Louisiana. 1-1 to Vernon Wells, who hits it hard, but right to shortstop. Ibar to Kendrick, and over to Morales for a double play. That'll help Ortega.
Saw three of them last night up in Oakland. Nice turn once again by Howie. The ball was hit pretty hard, and Ibar with a firm throw over there. As Rios is very fast. He made her hard at second base, but Howie able to make that turn once again. Solid job using that bases protection, gets out of the way. Strong throw, gets the double play.
Here is Adam Lind, another guy with some good numbers, hitting .333. He has 6 homers and has driven in 29.
Lind, a good high ball hitter. Generally, you see lefties love the fastball down in the zone, but he prefers the fastball and off-speed pitches up in the strike zone.
Strike one to Lind. Lind first broke in with the Blue Jays in 2006 and played just a handful of games. He hits a shot down the right field line. That's headed into the corner. Matthews gets the ball back in. Lind has a double, and it's a good thing for Ortega. The Angels turn that double play, huh?
Well, I'll tell you what, this Blue Jay team comes out hacking it. Mike Socha, you know, went through the scouting reports in his club. Very hot, scoring a lot of runs, hitting a ton of doubles. They were the first team in Major League Baseball to get the 300 hits as a team. Breaking pitch kind of flattened out on Ortega. That's why Lind was able to hit that ball so hard down the right field line for a double.
Scott Rowland comes to the plate. One and 0 to Rowland. He made the All-Star team 5 times in the National League.
Arguably one of the best fielding third basemen in the history of the game. Very good a fielder. Prefers the fastball up too.
And Ortega falls behind Roland 3-0.
Pretty good companies up there, all-timer as far as Gold Gloves at third base. Brooks Robinson leads at 16. Mike Schmidt, his former mentor with Philadelphia, and Scott Rowan with 7.
It's going to be difficult to catch Brooks, don't you think?
I still remember that play he made in the '70 World Series against Lee May. Baltimore's playing Cincinnati. He almost fielded that ball in the dugout and threw him out. Brooks was phenomenal.
You know, Brooks was the starting third baseman for the Orioles for 20 consecutive years, 20 straight opening days. 3-1 to Scott Rowland, who draws a 2-out walk. And that'll get Butcher out to talk to Ortega. Fans remember stone-washed jeans, hair bands, and what life was like without cell phones. You can relive these moments, whether you remember them or not, during 1980s Retro Night at Angel Stadium tomorrow night. All fans in attendance will receive a free 1980s Retro hat, courtesy of Claim Jumper Restaurants. Log on to angelsbaseball.com or visit the Angel Stadium ticket window to purchase your tickets. He has minimal interest in 80s night.
He might.
Yeah, he might enjoy it.
Might listen to Poison and White Snake and the bands. Hair bands of the 80s.
It's possible.
I mean, you have a Cinderella fan, Rory, and Poison and Bon Jovi, aren't you?
I guess you probably consider that the greatest age ever in music, right?
All time.
Mm-hmm. Lyle Overbay at the plate for the Blue Jays. And he drives one into right field. Matthews has to give some ground, but makes the catch, and that gets Ortega out of the inning. Not before the Blue Jays get a 2-run bomb from Aaron Hill and lead 2-0. Angels lineup. Figgins at the top had a good game last night. Meiser as Turris will DH today. Then Bobby Abreu, Torrey Hunter, Kendry Morales, Mike Napoli, Gary Matthews in the 7th spot. Howie Kendrick and Eric Ibar down at the bottom.
They're facing a tough one in Roy Halladay. Some of the best stuff, former Cy Young Award winner, 20-game winner. Of course, 88-mile-an-hour fastball up to 93 with movement. He cuts the fastball, a curveball, a slider, and a changeup. Loves to be aggressive, loves to throw that first pitch strike.
He won 20 games last year. He went 20-11 for the Blue Jays. And there's that first pitch strike into Sean Figgins. He's 31 years old now and is about to turn 32 in about a week or so from tomorrow.
That's a cut fastball. There was talk early in spring training about the availability of Roy Halladay at some point. via the trade, but this team is playing so well, there's no way they're even considering doing that now. This guy's a top of the rotation guy on everyone's rotation.
1-2 to Sean Figgins. On the ground to second, and Hill will throw out Figgy. So the Blue Jays defensively tonight, Snyder, Wells, and Rios left to right in the outfield. Overbay and Hill on the right side of the infield. Scooter Rose at short, Scott Rowland playing third base. And Rod Barajas catching Roy Halladay. Meiser is Turris, DHing for the Angels tonight. Takes strike one. Strike two to Meiser. Last year at home at the Rogers Center, Halliday won 10 straight decisions. So he did enjoy pitching at home. And that was the most since Roger Clemens had done that in 1998, winning 10 straight in Toronto. Two and two to his Turris.
I was talking to Rance Mullinax, who does the color for the Blue Jays network, and he was a great third baseman with the Jays. He said the big thing against Roy Halladay, he's a guy that throws strikes all the time. Teams like Texas, very aggressive against him.
There's the former Angel, by the way,
yeah.
Rance Mullinax.
I faced him a lot of times. I had my troubles against Rance. He was a heck of a hitter. But he said you got to be aggressive because he's throwing first pitch strikes, so why take it? Fall behind in the count. I know we talk about working the count, getting the pitch count up. But he's a guy that's around the zone. If you fall behind 0-1, 0-2, 1-2, with his secondary pitches, it's going to make it difficult to get a hit.
Full count to Meiser as Turris with one out in the bottom of the first inning. And Halladay finally gets him to pop it up. Scott Rowland takes care of it. 2 down. And that'll bring up Abreu.
Bobby's had a tough time against Roy Halladay. 5 for 31. 161. And this is where we're talking about a guy being patient. Bobby Abreu likes to see a lot of pitches, and he's not afraid to fall behind an account to see some pitches. But against a guy like Halladay, you might see Bobby change that around and go after that first pitch fastball.
By the way, last ad on Rance Mullinax, 1977, 78, and 79. He was a member of the Angels. He lives in Northern California now and does some work in real estate, but also contributes to the Blue Jays broadcasts. Up the middle, Scutero makes a good play at shortstop and throws out Abreu. The Angels go out in order in the bottom of the first. you by your Southern California Ford dealers and the new Ford Advantage Plan. And by Jack in the Box. Right now, try the new mini sirloin burgers. They're 3 delicious burgers on toasted mini buns. That's a beautiful shot of the diamond. The Angels trailing the Blue Jays 2-0 as we go to the second inning. Rod Barajas, the catcher, leads off for Toronto. The number 8 hitter in the batting order for the Blue Jays. Ortega threw 26 pitches in the first inning, so he'd like to get through this one a little bit quicker.
And work downhill, get some ground balls, get some easy outs so you can go deeper in the game and give yourself a better chance of winning.
Foul tipped by Barajas, strike 2. 1-2. Ortega, 23 years old, from Venezuela, misses to Barajas 2-2. Signed as a non-drafted free agent in 2003. Barajas stays alive. Ortega had a good year last year. He went 9-7 at AA Arkansas, then 5-0 at Salt Lake City. Full count to Barajas. Another foul ball by the Blue Jay catcher.
Look at number 8 hitter hitting 333. Last 11 games, hitting 442. 6 doubles and 2 home runs and 12 RBI. So he's been red hot also.
So has this team. You automatically think Red Sox, Yankees, now even maybe Tampa Bay in the AL East. But this is the team that leads the division right now, the Toronto Blue Jays. Another foul ball by Barajas. Weather continues to play a major role in the early part of the season. The White Sox were home against the Tigers tonight. They were rained out. Here's the 9th pitch in this at bat to Rod Barajas. Hard hit and into left field. That was quite an at bat by Barajas.
You see why he's been so hot in those last 11 games. One of those pretty tough pitches by Ortega. And then he got a pitch that Ortega made a mistake. Gets a ground ball through for a base hit.
Boy, that's some curly hair. I mean on the little one. What a cutie pie.
Excited.
Snyder takes the first pitch away. Travis Snyder, the number 9 hitter. He has 3 home runs. He's driven in 11 runs. And Ortega falls behind 2-0. Two balls, 1 strike. The other teams in the Angels division tonight, Texas and Oakland, they're playing against each other in Oakland. 1-0 Texas in the second. And Seattle, they're playing in Kansas City. or the Royals are hammering the Mariners tonight, 8-1 in the 8th inning. The Royals will be here next after the Blue Jays. 3-1 to Travis Snyder. This is a big pitch for Ortega in this inning, with the top of the order coming up again next. And he walked him. Well, Mike Scioscia concerned, as you can imagine. The 8 and 9 hitters reach base, first and second, nobody out. And now Marco Scutaro coming up for the second time tonight. He's the subject of our Jack in the Box outside the box. Well, he thought maybe his bat had cracked on that swing, so it's a good time to hand out a souvenir.
Look at that. Look at all those smiles. Outside the box, Jack in the Box. Marco Scutaro making some fans happy.
Trying to bunt his way on this time, fouls it away. He ended up with a walk his first time up. Well, these kids apparently are Angel fans, so how much can they root for him right now?
They've given up on him right now. They're hoping he hits him in a double play.
No, they're hoping he cracks another bat and brings it over to him again. He's trying to bunt, but fouls that away, and it's 0-2.
Still having a tough time getting a feel for that curveball, Anthony Ortega is, and that was another one that was high in the strike zone.
The early part of the game, and already a critical time for Anthony Ortega. You saw the look on Scioscia's face. And he gets Scutaro to hit it up the middle, but Ibar can't quite get it. It rolls into shallow center field, just enough to allow Barajas to score from second. 3-0 Blue Jays. Eric Ibar, if he had come up with that, would have been able to get an out and stop a run, but he just couldn't quite. In fact, he slowed it down just enough to allow that run to score.
Almost got it. Pitch way ahead, too. You got to be able to get rid of this, get it out of the strike zone, not give him a pitch to be able to hit hard. And Scutaro was able to hit that up the middle, and Ibar got off the heel of his glove.
Still nobody out with runners on the corners. Aaron Hill, the batter. This is the guy that hit the 2-run home run in the first inning. In the air towards right field, Gary Matthews will run out of room. The home run in the first inning by Aaron Hill was a 2-run shot.
He's got that good swing working early in this season. Fastball that was down and out over the plate. Centered that baseball up and drove it out.
Another fly ball down the right field line. Matthews coming in and over. Gary in foul ground, cannot get that one. If he had caught that one, since he had to slide for it, it would have been a sac fly.
Yeah, that's all you can do, especially when the wall's coming up on you so quickly, is slide to be able to try to make that play. At this point, you're trying to get an out.
Rafael Rodriguez is loosening up in the second inning in the Angel bullpen. 1-2 to Aaron Hill. And he hits one back up the middle. That's a base hit into center field. And another run for the Blue Jays. 4-0 in the second inning.
Another pitch by Ortega that he didn't get down. Fastball up and out over the plate. Well, Aaron Hill to be able to get his arms extended and hit that another base hit.
And Mike Scioscia, understandably looking on concerned. The infield now somewhat gathered around Ortega along with Napoli. The last 2 hits, Gooby, he's gotten ground balls, but the results haven't been good.
2 good spots for it, though, when you're ahead of the count. One was 0-2, the other 1-2. You got to expand the zone in those particular areas. You fight to get ahead of the count. You can't give a pitch where a hitter can get a good swing at you.
Alex Rios at the plate, fouls one back. Expanding the zone, meaning throw one in the dirt, see if they'll chase it.
Exactly, and going against a guy like Roy Halliday, 4 runs early in the game allows him to be even more aggressive than he already is.
0-1 to Alex Rios. He had a base hit his first time up. So 4 hitters have come to the plate in this inning for Toronto. They've all reached base. Rios being the 5th now. And he hits one hard to center field. That sends Torrey Hunter back, and he makes the catch near the warning track. Good play by Torrey. Scutaro tags up from second and goes to third. But Rios hit a bullet to straightaway center field for an out, and that's going to be it for Anthony Ortega. Mike Scioscia has seen enough, at least for tonight, to convince him to go to the bullpen. In the second inning, it's 4-0 Blue Jays. Saturday's game against the Royals, with the Sunday, May 10th Mother's Day game just about sold out. Why not take your mom out for an exciting night of Angels baseball the night before? You can purchase your tickets at angelsbaseball.com or the Angel Stadium ticket window. And our In-N-Out Burger, who's in, who's out. Rafael Rodriguez is in, relieving Anthony Ortega.
Well, that should be a great matchup on Saturday, too. Zach Greinke going against Joe Saunders. 2 very, very good young pitchers off to great starts.
And as Rodriguez comes in, the Blue Jays have runners at first and third. Scutaro at third, and a tough day for Ortega. The batter is Vernon Wells, who hit into a double play last inning. Rafael Rodriguez, 24 years old. Last year at Arkansas, he was 2 and 4 in 42 appearances. And Wells yanks one to left field. Vernon Wells got all of that one. Home run number 5 on the year for Wells, and the Blue Jays have opened up a big lead early.
Well, you seem to make any kind of mistake against this Jay ball club, and it's going to be hit hard. Vernon Wells, an all-star in the past, is healthy this year. Came into spring training, still had some health issues, but got healthy at the end, and then a hanging, breaking pitch. Out over the plate, gets his arms extended, short, compact, crushed that out. When you look at that lineup, everybody in that lineup has double figures in RBI already this season. Making mistakes, and they're making you pay.
Adam Lind now for Toronto. It's 7-0 Blue Jays. Lind doubled his first time up. 6 of those runs charged to Ortega. And Butchie's had a tough night tonight.
It's been unusual. The starters have been very good. Considering all the guys that have been hurt for the Angels, it hasn't been an issue at all. They've been dominant. They had a great road trip, too.
Well, when you're 23 years old and you've just had an outing like that in the big leagues, it can feel like your whole world's coming down around you, can't it?
Confidence level goes down. You almost feel like obviously you're going to feel like you let the club down, particularly you had such a strong road trip, won the last 2 games in Oakland, last one in New York before the rain out. So you want to keep it going. So from the get-go, the pace that Anthony Ortega had was not there. So you wonder if he was ever comfortable even warming up in a bullpen coming into the game for Mike Scioscia.
Well, somehow it'll be up to Mike and Butcher to let him know it's not the end of the world. Mike's pretty good about those kinds of things. He's been there before.
He's been there. So how he had the team respond after losing that tough game in New York. Came back out the next day. Matt Palmer against CC Sabathia. The Angels win that game. Could have been an easy one to lose after having a 9-4 lead in the 8th inning of that game in New York.
Two and 1 to Scott Rowland. There's Palmer. And really the guys who have had to fill the roles on the pitching staff for the most part have done a terrific job.
Shane Luke's right next to him, 4-0 in their last 4 decisions between Matt Palmer and Shane Lukes. And not only winning games, but they're going into the 7th inning. And Mike Scioscia outs. Shorten up the game down in the bullpen. Pretty good. That's 2 pretty good offenses Matt Palmer beating the Tigers and the Yankees.
There's a shot by Rowland for a base hit. Well, we're seeing early on why this team leads the AL East right now.
I mean, that's a big reason right there. Cito Gaston. Very good manager, very aggressive. Players manager. He just thought they were just being, before he got aboard here, coming back as the manager, he thought they were being too patient at the plate instead of being aggressive. Well, we're seeing how aggressive they are this year.
They have 8 hits already tonight as Overbay takes ball 1.
Amazing that he won the World Series in '92 and '93 and have not made the playoffs since then. You see that often where a manager wins a couple World Series, goes away, and then comes back.
That was deflected by Rodriguez to Ibar, who steps on second. So officially that's 1-6. But it's 7-0 Toronto. And the Blue Jays have given Roy Halladay a 7-0 lead. Torrey Hunter at the plate for the Angels. Lines one into right field. The first Angel hit of the night. The amazing thing about Halliday, Gooby, is he has received the decision, whether it was a win or a loss, in his last 23 starts. That means he's hanging around in just about every game.
And that's what you want. If you're an ace of a staff, you want to be the guy that gets the decision. So you have to go 7, 8, 9 innings. And he's a guy that will not be real happy being taken out of a game before he completes it.
Kendry Morales up there at the plate. That base hit for Torrey Hunter gives him a 7-game hitting streak. Foul ball. Kendry's the one guy that knew that for sure, since it went right straight down into his foot.
One of those cut fastballs that Roy Halladay got in on his hands. Sees the fastball out over the plate, then that cut action bounces it right off the inside of his foot. But that's a pitch now you see a lot of good pitchers throwing that cut fastball because hitters see it out over the plate, then they start roaring forward with the bat, and before long it's coming in on the handle. The cut action.
What's the difference, Gooby, between the cut fastball and the slider?
Well, the slider is generally going to be about a 3 or 4 inch break to it. The cutter is the same plane as a fastball, so it stays in there. They think and see fastball, but before you know it, it comes across about 4 or 5 inches, but on the same plane as the fastball as compared to a downward action on the slider.
On the ground to first base, Overbay gets it to second, and the Blue Jays turn 2. Two down in the second inning, and Mike Napoli coming up for the Angels. That one was right at Lyle Overbay.
Perfect feed over to Scudero, too. Plenty of time to get Kenny Morales in that double play ball, but nice play by Lyle Overbay. Realize he had plenty of time. He got a good look at second base to a perfect throw to Scudero, with chest high, and easy to be able to turn it.
Now Mike Napoli hitting .338.
When you look at Roy Halladay pitch, he doesn't take any time in between pitches. It's a good learning tool for opposing pitchers or even guys on your own staff. The more time you take in between pitches, the less chance you got the defensive players make a good play behind you.
Two and two to Napoli. Scudero will play that one. And the Angels are down in the second. After 2 innings, they're down 7-0. Thinking about Saturday when NASCAR on Fox goes under the lights in Darlington, South Carolina, where Kyle Busch will try to defend his title against a full field of the world's best drivers. Coverage of the Sprint Cup Series racing from Darlington begins Saturday at 7 Eastern, 4 Pacific in high def on Fox.
Are you a NASCAR fan?
Mild. Rod Barajas at the plate to lead off the third inning. Barajas singled his first time up. Two and 0 to the Blue Jay catcher. That's one of those things, Gooby, that I can't name all the drivers, but if it happens to be on, I usually enjoy watching it.
Yeah, there's some pretty good characters in NASCAR.
I know
Tony
it.
Stewart's, Dale Earnhardt Jr. Some good ones.
You have a favorite?
Tony Stewart.
Yeah.
I like his edge. He's not real happy when he doesn't win, and I don't think many of the drivers like him a whole lot either at times. My kind of guy.
So you can identify with a guy that no one likes. Barajas pops one up behind second, and Kendrick makes the play.
What are you trying to say, Rory?
Oh, I just thought maybe you immediately gravitate to that sort of a person.
Oh, yeah.
Travis Snyder coming up now for the Blue Jays. He walked and scored last inning. One and one to Travis Snyder. The Blue Jays with 2 in the first and 5 in the second tonight have made it tough on the Angels, who were hoping to get to 500 tonight. The Angels coming in 12 and 13. Ibar will play that one and get him. 2 outs in the third inning. Marco Scutaro coming to the plate.
A situation when the starter gets knocked out early in the game. Mike Scioscia and Mike Butcher are looking for some innings out of the bullpen, and they like to see Rodriguez to get about 3 or 4 innings out of it. Keep the game close. Save that bullpen so you're not taxing them out in that first game of a series here against Toronto. Especially after a long road trip that they had.
Scutaro's 1 for 1 with a walk, a single, 2 runs scored, and an RBI already tonight. Tomorrow the Angels will face Robert Ray, a right-hander, against Jared Weaver. One and one to Marco Scutaro. One ball, 2 strikes. Two outs in the top of the third. Scudero's a guy that seemed like he was a utility player forever in Oakland. But this might be the spot for him now. He gets plenty of playing time with the Blue Jays and is right there at the top of the batting order. Behind second, Kendrick gets him. Good play by Howie, and the Blue Jays go out in order in the third. Good job done by Rafael Rodriguez. Bottom of the third inning. The Blue Jays have the Angels on the rocks at the moment, but a lot of baseball yet to be played. 7-0. Gary Matthews leading off for the Angels. Gary is hitting .288.
6 out of the first 7 batters that Roy Halliday has faced so far. First pitch strike.
So many pitching coaches will say the most important pitch is the first one, right?
Exactly. It allows you to do different things. You can use your secondary pitches, or you can use that fastball at a different location.
It took 3 pitches for Halliday to get Matthews this time.
Because Brad Orangeburg, he does such a nice job with his staff. Consider Sean Markham's not available, Dustin McGowan's not available. 2 power arms. This Jays team, it does look like they're going to be back possibly sometime after the All-Star break. But man, when you have a guy like that on the mound, that even helps you out during the course of the game. You can say, this is what you're supposed to do for that first pitch for a strike.
Howie Kendrick fouls the first pitch off. So once again, it's 0-1. Our Marines.com leaders of the game. Roy Halladay's name seems like it's always among the leaders.
Cy Young Award winner in 2003. Pat Henkin did it. Roger Clemens twice.
Well, I see the list and I think to myself, you mean Dave Steve never won the Cy Young Award? There's a base hit for Howie Kendrick into right field. The second hit for Howie. The second hit for the Angels, rather, tonight.
Dave Steve is one of the best sliders the game has seen. Very competitive, like a Roy Halladay, very competitive on the mound. The thing about Dave Steve, he was an outfielder. They converted him into a pitcher.
It worked.
Yeah, I think he made the right decision.
Yeah. Eric Ibar at the plate for the Angels. Well, you mentioned competitiveness, and you've told me in the past that on days you pitched, you had an almost unreasonable hatred of the batters on the other team, right?
As well as you should.
Okay. I mean, you hated them.
I did, and I like that edge because they're trying. The old saying is they're trying to take money out of your pocket. They're trying to beat you and take a win away from your team. So why would you want to even smile at them? The old school was no one ever fraternized at all during batting practice, particularly if you were a pitcher against another opposing
and now you
player.
see it all the time.
All the time. Pretty sure the way you're just looking at Roy Halliday right now and his way he competes, the way he has that stare, or Dave Stewart, former Blue Jay, and of course Oakland A and Dodgers amongst other clubs. That look they had.
Well, granted, you don't see pitchers hanging around the batting cage too often, but you will see, let's say, David Ortiz of the Red Sox come out and get multiple hugs from the other team. How you doing? How you doing? How you doing?
And the big thing is, and it's something that nobody really talks a whole lot about, is position players like to go over and talk to opposing pitchers. And why they do that, they just kind of joke around and say, hey, you always get me out. How do you get me out? These little things to be able to give up a tip on how you're going to get them out. Some pitchers will do it. Well, I try to get your fastball inside, or I try to throw a curveball to you.
Why would you tell him?
It's because you're caught in the moment. You know, David Ortiz comes up and you go, hey, man, I can't get a hit off you. How do you get me out? Well, I throw a first pitch fastball to you every time. And then next time up, he's up there swinging that first fastball.
Yeah, it goes 500 feet.
It goes on.
3-2 now to Ibar. 1 out, 1 on. Was there anybody in your memory, Gooby, that was pretty good at that with you?
Cliff Johnson was a former Blue Jay. He would actually be in our clubhouse.
How did he get in?
That's what I often wondered. He'd be in there and goes, you know, of course he couldn't say my last name like a number of people can. Hey, Gabersky, what are you going to try to get me out with tonight? I said, I'm going to throw the ball right down the middle for you, Cliff. Hope you pop it out. But he was a pretty big human being, so you don't want to mess with him too much.
You just want to get too angry, huh?
But he'd be in our clubhouse. I'm thinking, wait a minute, how's he in here? But I guess the guys that work at the outside, too, so he is a pretty good-sized guy.
Yeah, maybe I better let this guy in. 3-2 to Ibar. And there's ball 4. Eric works a walk from Halliday. And the Angels have 2 men on with 1 out. Sean Figgins at the plate. You ever find sometimes as a pitcher, it's like a football team that scores a touchdown on the opening kickoff. So 2 innings in, you have a 7-run lead. Everybody thinks, oh, well, that's an easy win, right? It doesn't always work out that way.
No, what happens is pitchers with a lead like that change their patterns. They're thinking, I got to go throw a fastball every pitch. And before you know it, you're going away from your bread and butter, which may be a cut fastball, it could be a curveball or a changeup. Because you always hear your pitching coach or your manager say, hey, you got a 7-0 lead, go out there and throw strikes. Throw fastballs, challenge people. And then you look up at the board and all of a sudden it's 7-2, 7-3, and the other team's back in the game.
And the Angels with Figgins at the plate have a shot to get back into it right here. 1-1. Two men on for the Angels. Kendrick at second, Ibar at first. And a foul ball by Figgins.
Well, you just sit here and watch Roy Halliday pitch. He's a pitcher that pitches east and west. What I mean by that, he hits the inside corner and outside corner. He doesn't do a real good job as far as elevating, going north and south, trying to get hitters to swing pitches up out of the strike zone too often. So he'll cut that fastball on the left. He then sink the fastball on the outside part, or the off-speed pitch on the outside part.
He's 40 pitches into his night with 27 strikes. And he's 2-2 to Figgins. Kendrick and Ibar, the base runners for the Angels. Rolen knocks it down and gets an out at third base. Well, there was nowhere else for Kendrick to go. He runs right into the out at third base.
Final thing into the bat for Sean Figgins, and he fields that cleanly. Probably a double play ball, even as fast as Sean Figgins is. Scott Rolen keeps in the front, makes the play at third. Trying to get outs in the spot. Gold Glover, 7-time Gold Glover.
So 2 on with 2 out now. And Meiser is Turris at the plate for the Angels. Meiser pops it up foul. His Turris popped up to Rolen, his first time up. And he pops it up to Rolen again. Third baseman backs out and makes the catch. The Angels leave 2 men on in the third. Question: who is the only player born in Canada ever to be an all-star with the Angels? You look like you have that one.
Yeah, I'm going to stay out of this for the day.
You're good with that?
Yeah.
In other words, you don't want to give it away.
Nah. Just going to see if you know it.
Mark Gubicza?
I had such great numbers with the Angels in my career.
Aaron Hill leads off the 4th inning for Toronto. Rafael Rodriguez had a 1-2-3 third inning as he tries to give the Angels some innings tonight. Anthony Ortega went an inning and a third tonight. Hill's already had a good day. A 2-run homer in the first inning and an RBI single in the second inning. He now has 7 home runs on the season. Looking at the American League West, the Texas Rangers might have a chance to move into first place tonight. Seattle lost their game in Kansas City, and the Rangers lead Oakland 3-0 in the bottom of the fourth inning tonight in Oakland.
Well, Oakland continues to struggle to score runs. So why they were struggling so mightily up in Oakland this last couple games. It's the opposite. You go from a team like Oakland was at the bottom in almost every offensive category, then you go to the Blue Jays, they're at the top of every offensive category in the American League.
Hill rolls it wide of third, and Sean Figgins gets him. 1 out. Fans, Fox Sports West is now on Twitter. Follow us at twitter.com/Fox Sports West to receive breaking news and updates on your favorite local teams. I hope they haven't started twittering yet, at least. Although they're getting close to the cell phone age.
Yeah, it's a bad feeling when they're that young getting cell phones, believe me.
I believe you. Don't you wonder if they're, 7 years old? Who are you calling? Alex Rios grounds one foul.
They're friends in school.
Right.
Trust me. It's always good to get that bill.
Rios 1 for 2. And that's strike 3 to Rios. 2 outs. Here's tonight's Land Rover extraordinary play. Vernon Wells, not much doubt about that.
Hanging, breaking pitch, out over the plate, short, compact swing for Vernon Wells. Healthy this year, putting up some good numbers for the Jays.
Behind third, Figgins, long throw, got him. Rafael Rodriguez has set down 7 in a row. Two, Gooby.
Jason Dixon.
You got it.
Teammates. He had a great year that year in '97.
He still lives there. I talked to him on the phone about a couple of years ago.
He's like a commissioner of some semi-pro baseball league up there, too.
Yes, he is. Exactly right.
He's a good teammate, good friend.
Bobby Abreu leading off the bottom of the fourth inning for the Angels. And Roy Halladay now has thrown 46 pitches, 32 strikes, although Abreu thinks it should be at 31 maybe. I wasn't sure about that last one. Abreu, Hunter, and Morales for the Angels in the bottom of the fourth inning. And it's 2-2 to the Angels left fielder. Still 2 balls, 2 strikes. Roy Halladay staked to a 7-0 lead tonight. He got him looking. Second strikeout for Halliday.
That was a cut fastball on the outside part of the plate. Lots of setting up the outside corner, throws the fastball, cuts it back, gets the corner. So I'm talking about pitching east and west. And really, Halliday does that better than anybody I've seen in a long, long time.
Torrey Hunter up there for the Angels. And Torrey takes strike one on the outside corner. Torrey, the only Angel to play in every game so far this year. Off the end of the bat, he rolls it to first, and Overbay feeds Halliday for the out. 2 down in the fourth. Our Firestone leaderboard, strikeout leaders in the American League. Verlander is second to Greinke, Hernandez of the Mariners, and John Lester of the Red Sox. Then number 5, this guy right here.
He's got it around the strike zone very well. You saw those 40 strikeouts coming into the game. But also, he doesn't walk a whole lot, too. Only 5 base on balls. 6 now with 1 tonight. So 6 base on balls, 40 strikeouts.
That ratio is pretty good. Kendry Morales takes outside.
We're ahead of the count again. 0-1. Then it was a cut fastball. Henry sees that fastball. He thinks it's out over the plate. In the very end, that cuts in about 3-4 inches underneath his hands.
Kendry hit into a 3-6-3 double play first time up. He bounces that one right to the shortstop Scudero, and the Angels are gone in the fourth inning. The Blue Jays holding a 7-0 lead. The Big A tonight, 7-0 Blue Jays. They jumped out early with 2 in the first and 5 in the second. He took some batting practice in the cage today, Vladdy Guerrero.
Finally cleared to be able to start doing that, working down with Mickey Hatcher. Well, how great would he be in this lineup right now? The lineup has been very productive for Mike Scioscia. Good road trip, averaging 5.9 runs per game. They're doing that without Big Daddy.
He's anxious to get back into a ball game and start swinging the bat. Adam Lind fouls one away for the Blue Jays.
I asked Mike Scioscia the other day about would Vlad be able to come right off the DL and play major league games, or would he go into rehab assignment? That's a question they've been talking back and forth between Mickey Hatcher and Tony Regans and Mike Scioscia, trying to figure out what would be best. I think they're going to see some live pitching at some place down in the minor leagues before he's activated, though.
That's really an interesting question. It's hard to picture Vladdy going down to Rancho Cucamonga and playing, but it might happen.
But he said the thing is, the difference between going down to the minors and the majors, that extra little zip on the fastball at the major league level, he wants to see if he can turn on that pitch.
There's a shot by Lind into left center field. Torrey Hunter lets Abreu pick it up, but it's going to be a double either way. A leadoff two-base hit for Lind at the DH.
Another good swing. You see why. I mean, even though he had the one hand off the end of the bat in our Howard's replay, still kept his hands deep in the zone and hit the ball hard the opposite field.
And Scott Rowland coming up for the Blue Jays. He has walked and singled tonight. He hits it hard, but Ibar to his left scoops it up and gets in. Angel fans, have you made your plans to be at the Angels Red Sox series that takes place May 12th through the 14th? Well, if not, great seats are available, and the Angels have an exciting ticket special now available for this series. Fans can purchase 3 tickets and get 1 free in select seating areas when using the password ANGELS at the Angel Stadium ticket window or angelsbaseball.com. This homestand featuring the Blue Jays, then Kansas City, then the Red Sox.
There's be some great baseball in this homestand. This Jays team can swing the bat. And the Royals been a big surprise in that AL Central.
Lyle Overbay hits one through the right side. It will not score a run as they stop Lind at third base. But Overbay with a hit. Runners on the corners with 1 out for Toronto. And Rod Barajas coming up. Barajas has scored a run and has a hit tonight. Adam Lind at third. Lyle Overbay at first. And the Blue Jays with 10 hits already. Rafael Rodriguez in relief of Anthony Ortega, who got knocked out in the second inning tonight. Rodriguez has done a good job. He's been charged with 1 run so far. One ball, 1 strike to Barajas. This is the number 8 hitter in the batting order, and he's hitting .337.
15 RBI. So you're getting production out of your number 8 spot in your lineup. That means you're going to be a pretty successful team.
He cranks that one down the left field line, but foul.
See many baseballs hit that far to the left. I'm sure when they were coming to the game today, the fans would think, I have no chance of getting a baseball. Well, they did.
And Barajas strikes out on a good breaking ball from Rodriguez. Good pitch there by Rafael Rodriguez.
Good slide on the outside corner. Barajas, the Angels know him very well from his days in Texas, is a dead fastball hitter. Has problems with breaking pitches. He doesn't miss many fastballs.
2 outs and Travis Snyder at the plate. He lines one into right field. One hopped by Matthews. It knocks another run in. And it's 8-0 Blue Jays.
Replay, fastball up. Snyder with a good swing, got his hands up, be able to drive that ball in the right field for a base hit.
Cito Gaston's enjoying this one. Marco Scutaro at the plate. The Blue Jays now with 11 hits, and every starter has at least one. Scutaro has an RBI single and a walk, and 2 runs scored. Two balls, no strikes. Two and one. Three balls and a strike to Marco Scutaro. On the ground to Figgins, who will step on the bag and retire the side. But the Blue Jays get one more and lead by 8. It's 8-0 Blue Jays. Whether you're looking through the foul pole or wherever you might be in the stadium, There's no getting around it. The Blue Jays are having a big night so far. Mike Napoli leads off for the Angels. Napoli grounded out to shortstop his first time up.
It's May 4th, don't you think? First home run. May 4th of 06, first 4-hit game. May 4th.
He looks forward to that day every year.
I think he does.
You'd like to think, though, that you don't peak on May 4th and go downhill the rest of the year. It's a little early to peak, I think.
Well, that way it's money in the bank for you. You know, that particular game, you're going to get your 3 or 4 hits, a home run. Make sure you have some decent numbers before, then carry on from there, the momentum.
2 balls, 2 strikes to Napoli. And Halliday gets him looking.
This fastball moves so much. As that 2-seamer gets on top to have that kind of action on there, and it froze Mike Napoli. He wasn't thinking I was going to be able to catch a part of the plate. Started off the outside corner and ran back in and got the plate.
Now Gary Matthews, with the intensity Halliday's bringing to the mound, the pitches he's making, you wouldn't know if it was 1-0 or 8-0.
That's why he's so good. He's been that effective throughout his career. When he's been healthy, talking about a top 3 guy in baseball, as far as the guy that you want on the mound in key games. And this team this year, it looks like the Jays are going to be competitive.
Yeah,
especially with the offense the way they're going, and the Yankees struggling. The Jays not off to a good start, but Boston, you know, they've been playing pretty consistent baseball, so it's going to be a great race in that AL East.
Boston did lose tonight, so a Toronto win would put them 2 games up in the East. And Gary Matthews out on strikes. So Roy Halladay, back-to-back strikeouts. He's getting better as the game goes along.
That fastball, first pitch through to Gary Matthews Jr. was a cut fastball on the inside part of the plate. And Greg Maddux did that so well. It throws a cut fastball in and then throws that 2-seam that would start at your hit. You think it's a ball, you can't swing it, and then it gets the inside corner, gets the lefty.
Howie Kendrick up there. If the Blue Jays win, they'll be 20-10. And I think any manager would take that. All right, we'll take 20 wins in our first 30 and see what happens after that.
Especially in the division that they're in. The division that no one anticipated, especially with a couple of key guys in the rotation, and Markham and McGowan not pitching yet for the Jays.
Well, Cito was there the last time they won a championship. They won back-to-back championships. They haven't made the playoffs since. But they had that place rocking. It was the Sky Dome back then. It's the Rogers Center now. But Cito can remember a time when that dome was filled up every night.
Pretty sure that Roy Halladay wanted that pitch.
You think he thought he had him there?
He thought he made the perfect pitch. He was going to walk off the mound. That's a cutter starting off the outside part, the inside part of the plate and then catching the corner.
2-2 to Howie Kendrick, who grounds at the third base, and Scott Rowland is right there. The Angels go in order, and after 5 innings, it's 8-0 Jays.
and drives it out to center field. Continues that hot streak he's had so far this season, and that's your Coors Light Freeze Can, brought to you by Frostbrewed Coors Light.
And here he is again. He also has an RBI base hit in the second inning, so he's driven in 3 runs tonight. Aaron Hill to face New Angel pitcher Jason Bolger. Jason Bolger, a 30-year-old right-hander from Lawrenceville, Georgia. Two and 0 to Hill. Who gets his 3rd hit of the night.
Well, he continues to swing the bat well. Last year when he played in 55 games, he was hurt. Had a concussion when he ran into David Eckstein on a fly ball in the 9th inning of a game. Now that when you look at this Jays team, guys are healthy. Aaron Hill's healthy, Vernon Wells. That's why they're swinging the bats the way they are.
And the batter, Alex Rios. Bolger is a Georgia boy all the way, born and raised. Still lives in Snellville, Georgia, and went to Valdosta State. One and 0 to Alex Rios. Popped up on the right side. Kendrick will probably call off Kendry there and how he makes the play. As Morales was trying to backpedal for that one, he had Aaron Hill right behind him.
Going to sneak around him just in case. And that's always a play. The second baseman will call off the first baseman to make that play.
Vernon Wells at the plate now. Last year, Jason Bolger, while he was with Salt Lake, was 4 and 0 with 16 saves. He's always been a guy who's had great numbers in the minor leagues and then just can't quite turn the corner on the big league level. In the air into right field by Wells, playable for Gary Matthews. So Bolger gets Vernon Wells to fly out, 2 down in the inning. Wells might have felt that he should have hit that ball a little better.
Yeah, he looked like he's disappointed in himself.
Well, plus we can hear the words up here. His reaction was not pleasant.
And most good hitters, even when a game it seems to be comfortable for the Jays right now, 8-0, you just want to keep getting up there, get good swings, get your hits, because eventually you're going to be locked in against a pitcher who's going to get you out. But I remember listening to George Brett saying that he was get 3 hits because I'm not satisfied. I want 4. And the great hitters, Rod Cruz said the same thing to me when I was with the Angels in '97. Don't be satisfied when you get 4 hits, because get 5. So that next time out you could be 0 for 5.
Adam Lind pops one up, foul. Kendry Morales might have a play. Yes, he does. And a good inning for Bolger. We head to the bottom of the 6th.
inside corner, goes to the outside corner, back inside against Napoli, and inside again against Gary Matthews Jr.
That's our Lexus pursuing perfection, and Halliday's been pretty close tonight. 5 shutout innings, only 2 Angel hits. Eric Ibar has the only walk Halliday has given up tonight.
By watching Halliday throw, you don't have to throw 97, 98, 99 mile an hour to jam people. Another jam shot on Ibar. Just cut that fastball inside at 90, sink the fastball away, and when you look away as a hitter, he'll throw that fastball right back in at you.
Eric Ibar batting from the left side. Hits a fly ball into right field. Angel fans, spend your Friday nights at the Big A watching exciting Angels baseball that is followed by one of the best fireworks shows in the Southland. There it is. The next Big Bang Friday takes place this Friday, May 8th, as the Angels host the Kansas City Royals. Visit the Angel Stadium ticket window or log on to angelsbaseball.com to purchase your tickets today. Sean Figgins at the plate for the Angels. Sean's 0 for 2 tonight, hitting .263. I didn't know that tonight was watermelon hat night.
That is a great look. I'm sure it's
Yeah,
comfortable too on a warm night like tonight.
I think it's comfortable pretty much any night. Figgins lines one into center field. Caught by Wells.
I'm not so sure that's comfortable on the hair. I could be wrong.
I think it's good for the hair. And the key to it is not to wear a shirt. In case there's still some juice in there dripping down. That's also comforting.
4 of them. 4 guys making a fashion statement.
2 outs, and Meiser is tourist at the plate for the Angels. Do you think he's calling those guys?
So they got a better hat. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Watermelon on the head. That's autographed too.
It's 2-1 to Meiser is Turris. Right back up the middle. That hits Halliday and goes to Roland, who makes the play. So everything's working for Roy Halliday tonight. He leads 8-0 after 6. baby night at the Big A.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yes, it is.
See, look at that, relaxing at the game.
Not frightened at all of seeing those people with watermelons on their head.
You're asking your dad if they could find a watermelon to put on their head, don't you think?
Oh, she's just as knocked out as you can be. There we go. Hey, honey, did you get those watermelons I asked you to? We have to go to the game. You don't actually think they're married, do you? There's a high chopper to third base, and Figgins makes a good throw to get Scott rolling. Oh, did he shoot that out of a cannon? What an arm.
So she's going to look at that and say, hey, listen, if I need an out late in the game, I could have put Sean Figgins in. That was thrown about 95 miles an hour going across the diamond. That's a high chopper. It looked like he had any chance. And he had to get around Eric Ibar, too. Strong throw, catch and throw. Gets Scotty rolling by a half a step.
One out, and Lyle Overbay at the plate.
Oh, that was a great play by Sean Figgins.
It was. Well, he has a good enough arm to play the outfield if they need him to do that. Obviously, he's done it in the past. And you need a pretty good arm to play third base, too.
Yeah, I mean, he had to come all the way up on this. It's about as high as you can go on a chopper off the plate. Catch and throw. Full motion, too, to be able to, everything he had on that throw over to get. He's got rolling by half a step.
I think he can do a lot for you. One guy not so happy about it was Rowland. That one's chopped to Howie Kendrick on the right side. 2 down.
He's done that enough to other people. 7 gold gloves.
Yeah, Rowland's stolen a few hits too, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Good crowd here tonight at the Big A. It was a gorgeous day in Orange County today, and just a beautiful day to come out and enjoy the ball game.
I think it might be the first day in 9 days that the Angels players have saw some sun.
Well, yesterday the sun was out in Oakland, but that doesn't mean it was exceptionally warm.
It was raining and drizzly earlier today before the sun finally came out up in Oakland.
Oakland is hosting Texas tonight, and it's 3-2 Rangers in the 8th inning. If Texas wins that game, they'll move into first place in the West by half a game. Seattle already lost in Kansas City tonight. High pop fly off the bat of Barajas goes out of play. Jason Bolger has set down 5 Blue Jays in a row. Two and one. Check swing. He didn't go around. That check swing was almost trouble for Snyder on deck. Barajas says, watch it.
That's good. It's good information, especially if it's already been by him about an hour ago. Hey, watch it.
Full count to Barajas. And Bolger loses him. Major League Baseball and People magazine are looking for individuals who have made a difference in their community. 30 everyday All-Stars will be honored at the 2009 All-Star Game in St. Louis. To nominate, visit peopleallstars.com. And don't forget to send your favorite Angels to the Midsummer Classic by voting at angelsbaseball.com. It'll be here next year.
That's not too far away. That'll get here in a hurry.
Travis Snyder up there for the Blue Jays. Two outs, one man on for Toronto in the top of the seventh. The Blue Jays obviously have led throughout. They got 2 runs in the first and 5 more in the second. Fly ball right field. Gary Matthews is right there, and that'll do it for the Jays in the seventh. We've reached the 7th inning stretch at the Big A.
So we invite you to join now with
Pie. And she's waving to us.
Hi, Rory.
She loves the 7th inning stretch, and everybody stands up and sings that song. You know which one? Build Me Up Buttercup.
Wow. Great song.
Yeah. All right. Sleepy time. Bottom of the 7th inning, the Angels down by 8. Bobby Abreu leading off. Roy Halladay, 81 pitches, 55 strikes.
Yeah, you wonder if Cito Gaston at this point is he let him go through, if he can get through the 7th inning. Let him try to get it in the situation, get a shutout, or does he take him out early in the year to save him for the, September run? There's that Armstrong, but it's going to be a tough one to ever get Halliday out of a game, especially when he's rolling like this.
Right, and he hasn't been overly taxed tonight. He's only given up 2 hits. Well, now 3. I think if he has any trouble at all, Cito will take him out. If he doesn't, he'll get the complete game. The Angels would like to give him as much trouble as possible.
A few times he was actually behind in the count, 2-1, and Bobby Ray was able to get a good swing at a base hit.
Well, that tells you something right there, that you're noticing that it's 2-1. I mean, how bad is that?
Unbelievable, his first pitch strike capabilities.
Torrey Hunter has one of the 3 hits against Halliday tonight. It was a single. Justin Spire warming up in the Angel bullpen. Well, Halliday's behind here, 2-0 to Torrey Hunter. Foul tipped into the glove of Barajas. That one's drifting foul down the right field line and back into the seats. The young guy with the Blue Jay jacket got that one. But he still has hope.
He's got that look about him.
Yep.
Very competitive.
I think Halliday might have felt he had a strikeout there also. Full count, 3-2 to Torrey Hunter. He walked him, and the Angels have the first 2 men on in the bottom of the 7th. Angel fans, make your plans to be at the Angels Red Sox series, May 12th through the 14th. Great seats are available, and the Angels have an exciting ticket special available for this series against Boston. Fans can purchase 3 tickets and get one free in select seating areas when using the password ANGELS at the Angels Stadium ticket window or angelsbaseball.com.
Second visit for the Red Sox already this season.
Second and final visit. Kendry Morales, a fly ball into right field. One out, Mike Napoli coming up. Mike Napoli 0 for 2 tonight. Two on with 1 out for the Angels in the bottom of the 7th. One and one to Napoli. Roy Halladay, 94 pitches, Obviously having a very good night, but the pitch count getting up there high enough that you think he probably won't go 9 innings tonight.
Well, he had 9 complete games last year, 2 shutouts. He's a guy that with 40 career complete games, so he just had to get, once he gets close to that finish line, he's definitely a finisher as far as completing the games.
And he gets Napoli on a terrific curveball.
Slow curveball by Halliday after throwing a lot of cut fastballs and sinking fastballs, throws a big overhand curveball and gets Mike Napoli out in front.
2 outs, Gary Matthews at the plate. Matthews has struck out both times up tonight.
He stayed inside all his pitches, either a cut fastball or 2-seam fastball in on Gary Matthews Jr. First 2 at bats struck him out on 6 total pitches, 2 times up on all pitches in the inside part of the plate.
He's doing a number on Gary right now, isn't he?
Another cut fastball in the inside part. This is a spot now for Halliday, in which he might throw that 2-seam fastball. It looks like it's going to start off the inside corner and then catch it again. And Matthews is going to try to fight this one off. Anytime you're up there at pitch count around 98, though, you can make mistakes with that pitch trying to go inside.
Matthews chops it down toward first, but it'll go foul. Still 1-2 to Gary Matthews. Pitch number 100 coming up for Roy Halladay. Another foul ball.
You think at some point Halliday is going to make a mistake staying inside exclusively on Gary Matthews Jr. That was another cutter in and broke his bat. That's why Barrage is going out there, maybe thinking in lines, try something different with the bat.
And Halliday's thinking, well, I've struck him out twice with that. Maybe I can get him again.
Cut fastball in, 2-seam fastball running on the inside.
Gary Matthews thinking, well, maybe an RBI here. He tries to get the Angels on the board. And he gets him looking this time. can check out the new R Performance vehicles at your local Jaguar dealer or on JaguarUSA.com. A whole bunch of changes for the Angels here as we go to the 8th inning. Juan Rivera goes in right field. Reggie Willits just recalled to the ball club. He's in left field for the Angels. And Rob Quinlan is now at third base. Matthews moved from right to center. And Spires in the game on the mound.
Justin Spire right here. This is an opportunity to get some work, get ahead of the count. That fastball and finish off with your split. The slider's been pretty good, but that split fastball combination has not been consistent enough for him.
Bolger did it. Rodriguez did it. They both got some pretty good work in tonight. Marco Scutaro leading off the top of the 8th. Three balls into strike to Scutaro.
That was a pretty healthy cut by Scutaro on that 3-1 pitch.
Sure was.
So sure, Justin really liked that a whole lot.
Went staggering out around the batter's circle after that swing. And now a walk. Where do you think those guys are going?
Concession stand? Blue Jay fans.
Aaron Hill, the batter. Fouls one back just over our heads. 0-1. Hill is 3 for 4 tonight with a home run and 3 runs batted in. Oh, Spire up and in on him.
Cap is sitting way inside, and that was an up and in fastball that these Jays guys are looking at over the plate.
In the air to center, Matthews is there now. One out, Alex Rios coming up. Rios has gone 1 for 4 tonight. The Blue Jays have 12 hits. The Angels with only 3 tonight. Spire 2-0 to Rios. And the second walk in the inning given up by Justin Spire, which is the opposite of what you felt was his purpose to be in here, Gooby.
He had to work and throw strikes. That was a big thing for Justin.
Fans, visit the official online shop of the Angels at angelsbaseball.com. Browse the largest selection of authentic team gear, including clubhouse caps, t-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and more. Get your gear straight from the source. Visit theangelsbaseball.com shop today. The Blue Jays tonight, with runners in scoring position, are hitting .500. They've gone 5 for 10. 1-0 to Vernon Wells. And Napoli going out to talk to Spire.
Mike Butcher going to come out and make a visit too.
Well, Justin's missed with a lot of pitches in this inning. Fans, come out and meet Angels catcher Jeff Mathis at the AT&T store located at 2219 Park Avenue in the city of Tustin. Saturday, May 19th. Jeff will be signing autographs from 11:30 to 1. Stop by to meet Jeff Mathis and pick up some cool Angels prizes, all courtesy of AT&T. 41,123 here tonight.
It's a real nice crowd for a Wednesday night. Kids still in school. Great crowd.
You bet. There's one that gets by Napoli. So the Blue Jays have him at second and third now.
That's that split way off the outside part of the plate. Overthrew that ball Justin Spire just did.
It's been a long night for Mike Scioscia. 2-1 to Vernon Wells.
Justin Spire just a couple years ago was such a valuable part of that bullpen. Pitching the 7th inning, and even when Scott Shields struggled a little bit in the month of September, he was able to pitch some key innings in the 8th inning.
And he strikes out Wells. He still shows you flashes of it, Gooby, just hasn't been consistent enough.
It's a pretty good split there on the outside part of the plate. Good downward action. Amazing when you look at on his split finger and how little the seams tumble through the zone.
2 balls, or 2 outs rather, 2 out, 2 on, and Adam Lind at the plate. One and one. Lind with 2 doubles tonight. Spire's already walked 2 in the inning, and he's 3-1 now to Lind. And there's the 3rd walk in the inning. So far, Soch remains patient.
Angels pitchers today so far with 7 base on balls. After such a solid performance from their starters on this past road trip, in which they were 5-0 with an ERA at 2.84.
Scott Rowland at the plate with the bases loaded. Takes strike 1. Four grand slams in Rowland's career. 1 ball, 1 strike to the Blue Jay third baseman. That's not so good there.
25 pitches, only 9 in the strike zone for Justin so far, but still has an opportunity. If he gets through this batter here, he get out of the inning without any damage done.
He's 2-1 to Roland. That'll go out of play. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded. Close pitch, and now a full count. Was that a smile or a grimace?
It's been a little bit off the outside corner, but when you're struggling for the zone, the umpires don't give you those borderline pitches.
And Roland hits a bullet into left center field that's in there for a hit. That'll knock in 2 more, and the Blue Jays go ahead 10-0 as those walks come back to hurt Spire. Finally, a 3-2 pitch knocks in 2.
You got to come after him with a fastball there in that spot. There's nowhere to put the batter. That's a strong hitter like Scott Rowland. He likes the fastball up, and that was the pitch, was a fastball up.
This next pitch to Lyle Overbay will be Spire's 30th pitch of the inning. And Overbay cranks it into right center field. Gary Matthews going way back to the wall. And that ball is gone. Lyle Overbay has hit it out. And the Blue Jays explode again, this time in the top of the 8th inning. They have put another 5 on the board, and it's 13-0. Okay, so it didn't work. Spire comes in to get some work. You hope for an effective inning, and it goes the other way. So now what do you do?
Well, it's a situation where the fastball up again by Justin Spire. Well, the only thing you can do in this spot, if you're Justin, is just try to forget about it at this point. I mean, this bullpen right now is looking for guys that go out and put up some zeros. Jason Bolger did a nice job. Rodriguez did a nice job.
Rod Barajas up there now. Go, and Spire hit him at the pitch. Barajas tosses the bat away and doesn't look that way, but Bill Hahn is warning Justin Spire. Scioscia comes out. The home plate umpire, Bill Hahn, had his suspicions after the home run, and then the hit batter.
Well, Justin tried to say, Mike Scioscia, the same thing. He's trying to say that's a fork ball.
Now a warning to the Blue Jays also not to retaliate.
And that's a situation, a pitcher, if you were going to throw with a batter, you're certainly not going to throw a fork ball, which came in at 77 miles an hour. And also, in that situation, the umpires are trying to make sure something wouldn't escalate after so many swings that the Jays have had. Very healthy swings, putting up 13 against you. But that's a spot where he did throw at him.
2 guys from Pennsylvania right there. Bill Hahn, the umpire, and Mike Scioscia, the Angels manager, and Hahn's just thrown Scioscia out of the game. So it has been an entirely forgettable night for the Angels.
Mike Slushy's protecting his player there, Justin Spire. He said, you know, many times you're going to get a warning on a fork ball. Setting up on the outside part of the plate. You can see the downward action. He just got underneath the pitch.
Barajas had no reaction whatsoever. But as soon as Hahn warned Spire, Justin was upset. And that brought Scioscia out. There's a pop fly into shallow right by Snyder. Another hit for the Blue Jays. They have batted around in the inning. Spire has thrown 34 pitches. 2 on, 2 out, and Marco Scutaro, who walked to start this inning, takes strike 1. Oh, 2. Scutaro goes down on strikes. But the Blue Jays send 10 men to the plate and score 5 times. I'm not sure I've ever seen so much conversation in between innings. First, Spire coming off the mound, getting into it with the plate umpire Bill Hahn. Eventually, Alfredo Griffin will come over and I think probably kept Spire from getting tossed. So Alfredo, with that engaging smile, tried to lighten the moment for a moment. And then the plate umpire Billy Hahn goes out to talk to Barajas and Roy Halladay.
Just making sure he's warning him that they'll pitch on the inside part of the plate. Otherwise, there'll be an automatic ejection for Roy Halladay.
Well, how can you tell anybody on either side not to pitch on the inside part of the plate?
Well, if it's off the plate, he determines it was thrown
way
out on
inside,
purpose.
maybe, yeah. Howie Kendrick at the plate for the Angels. 2-1. And a line drive base hit for Kendrick. He's going for two. The throw to second base. He's in there as the ball is dropped by Scudero. In a 13-0 eighth inning contest, Howie Kendrick gets a hustle double.
Right out of the batter's box. That's why he was able to get there. Pitch, it was elevated. Now he's determined right there. You can see his eyes looking at it. Rios was barely getting to the baseball. He's going to take a shot at it. That's just Angel baseball, being aggressive, even behind 13-0. 2 hits now for Kendrick.
And Ibar at the plate. Ibar reached on a walk. That's been it tonight. Ground ball to Scudero at shortstop. And they just did get him. Angel fans, Fox Sports West is now on Twitter. Follow us at twitter.com Fox Sports West to receive breaking news and updates on your favorite SoCal teams. One out and Juan Rivera at the plate for the first time.
He's had a tough time, like a lot of hitters have had against Roy Halliday, but 0 for 13 with 4 strikeouts. Not in the lineup, but now get an opportunity to face Halliday here in the 8th inning.
Two-hopper to Scott Rowland. Throw to third, and Kendrick gets there safely. Boy, Howie is really hustling here in this 8th inning, isn't he?
You'd like to see that, too. Howie did a nice job. He realized the third baseman, Scott Rowland's going to make the play. So make the throw across. At that point, he decides to go to third base. Overbay, pretty strong throw. Ball went right into Howie as he slide headfirst in, gets to third base. Gets a good secondary lead. As soon as Rowland releases it, that's when he goes. Jeff Mathis getting in at bat here for the Angels.
With 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. Texas beat Oakland 3-2. And the Texas Rangers are now in first place in the American League West. They move half a game ahead of the Mariners. 1-1 to Jeff Mathis. And Jeff whacks it into left field, and that robs Halliday of the shutout. Kendrick with the hustle double, the move to third base, and then Mathis the RBI base hit. And Kendrick is getting a huge ovation from the fans behind the dugout.
Well, that's a good job there by Howie. Manufacturing along with his speed, his aggressiveness. Up at third base, Jeff Mathis to the base hit, gets an RBI.
Rob Quinlan batting for the first time now. And he lines one into right center field. Hugh has a hit. That ball's in the gap. Let's see if it'll score a run. Nope, Dino puts up a stop sign. Mathis stops at third, but Quinlan with a double. Well, now you have Roy Halliday, who is well over 100 pitches already. He's at 114 pitches. And this isn't the 9th, this is the 8th.
Looks like Cito Gaston's going to give one more batter.
And the batter is Reggie Willits, batting for the first time. Oh, 0-2 to Willits. On the ground, right side, Overbay goes to the bag. But what we'll remember about this 8th inning is the hustle of Howie Kendrick, even though it's 13-1. At the Big A. It's a game that has been dominated by the Blue Jays, obviously. And Justin Spire is still in there, Gooby. He threw 37 pitches last inning.
Well, we talked about the first time going through that last inning, just trying to get ahead of the count. I think in lines, it's a chance to redeem yourself, hit some spots with your pitches, get ahead of the count. So many times you see when a guy's struggling, he's falling behind because that lack of confidence is there. So you're going to throw a pitch on the outside corner, and with movement, it's going to be a ball. Then you're forced to the middle part of the plate, and that's when you get hit.
He's ahead of Aaron Hill, 1-2. Two balls, two strikes. From 0-2, he's gone to 3-2 on Hill. The Blue Jays have had 2 5-run innings tonight, the second and the 8th. Cito Gaston's team playing very well coming in. And the 4th walk given up by Spire tonight. He had Hill 0-2. Alex Rios coming up now.
Well, their largest victory ever was at 12 runs.
That's what they have right now, thanks to the Angels scoring one there in the bottom of the 8th.
The Angels beat the Jays one time, 24-2. You know, over the years, I've talked to Cito Gaston a number of times. Just a pleasant human being. Great guy. Players love playing for Cito Gaston. Last year, they replaced John Gibbons. John Gibbons now the bench coach for the Royals.
Well, Howie Kendrick makes the tag right there. Kind of an awkward looking play, but they get an out.
Ground ball looked like initially Howie was thinking about going there to touch the bag at second base, and then he thought about applying the tag to Hill, but he slid underneath him. Situation nobody wanted to get hurt in this spot.
Vernon Wells hits a high pop fly to the right side. Coming in under it, Juan Rivera. Two outs.
Number 26, designated hitter Adam Lynn.
Watching Spire, he was in a conversation with Rob Drake, the second base umpire right there. Darren Oliver loosening up. Adam Lind fouls that one up into the seats. Two balls, two strikes. In the air to left field, Reggie Willits. And the Blue Jays are out. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Wow. Spire is not ready to leave the field yet. And Ron Renicky comes out. Baseball is brought to you by AM/PM. Too much good stuff. And by Del Taco. The chicken soft taco from Del Taco will make you fall in love with your lunch. 99 cents every day. And we get to the bottom of the ninth inning. 13-1 Blue Jays. Sean Camp takes over for Toronto. So Halliday went 8 innings. And Kendry Morales, the first batter for the Angels. That's a base hit to start the inning.
Getting a base hit in that spot. He had a tough night against Roy Halliday. He kept throwing that cut fastball in on him and jammed him. 3 at bats. Be able to get a base hit.
Now Mike Napoli steps in. And Knapp strokes one foul into the seats in left field.
Camp is a fastball, slider, changeup pitcher. Fastball around 87, 91 mile an hour. Decent slider to changeup.
He was in 40 games for the Blue Jays last year. 33-year-old right-hander. Gets ahead of Napoli 0-2. One ball, 2 strikes to Mike. Sean Camp attended the University of North Alabama. The bio on Camp says he enjoys hunting black bears in the offseason. Slowly to shortstop. Scutaro gets 1, just barely. One out in the bottom of the ninth. Gary Matthews, as he comes to the plate, now he's talking to Bill Hahn. And finally, Hahn puts the mask back on, and Matthews gets ready to dig in. On the ground to first base. If they get 2, that'll be it. They get 1. As Scutaro was trying to throw it, he lost it, but they still give him the out at second.
Situation at second base when the shortstop or second baseman is getting the ball and making the throwing motion. They're always going to get that call at second base, pulling it out of the glove.
Two outs. Howie Kendrick at the plate. Howie hits it down to Roland, and that's the ball game. The sooner the Angels forget about this one, the better, as the Blue Jays beat the Angels tonight 13-1 in the first game of a 3-game series.
Well, it's a situation where This Jays offense, very explosive. It's 2 in the first, 5 in the second. And when you're facing a guy like Roy Halliday, who's not going to give you many opportunities to get back in the game, it's a difficult task. So you just got to move forward, like you said, Rory. Taking the lines, you got Jerry Weaver on the hill tomorrow, who's been throwing the ball very well for the Angels. Split the series, 1 apiece, before Kansas City comes into town.
Halliday gets the win. He's now 6-1 on the season. It was a big night for the Blue Jays, but then again, the Blue Jays are a hot ball club right now. That runs their record to 20-10, and they lead the American League East by 2 games after a Red Sox loss tonight. And the Blue Jays couldn't have things going much better right now.
We're talking Rod Barajas hitting the number 8 spot, hitting over 330. Aaron Hill, who's healthy this year. Last year only played 55 games. Crushing the ball, hit a 2-run home run. Vernon Wells, healthy. He hit a home run tonight also. So this Blue Jay team is very explosive. And you got to give a lot of credit to Cito, Gassett, and Gene Tennis. Their approach to the plate is different than it has been in the last couple seasons. Aggressive, getting fastballs, and driving it, and that's why they're scoring those runs.
And for the Angels, their record now is at 12-14. Once again, the final score, 13-1 Blue Jays. Angels Live, presented by your Southern California Hyundai dealers, starts right now. Let's go.